more than welcome to. Okay, so if we look at 6, okay, my domain, I have my pencil up and down. What's the first thing we're gonna hit? It's gonna be that arrow, so it's gonna be negative infinity. And then I keep going, and I drag my pencil all the way until I hit the last part of the graph, which is right here. Okay, and that's gonna be at 4. Okay, and then the range, I start from the bottom. So what's the first part of the graph that I hit? Okay, well, it's right here on this line. Okay, so that's going to be at 0. And then I start my line and I keep going up until the last part of the graph, okay, which is here. And there's an arrow there, so it's going to be to infinity. Okay. What do you mean?
Ma'am? Oh, ma'am? Remember when I called you a hoe? Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt. I hurt a lot.
It's too late. Sorry, it doesn't hurt make you feel better. Okay, a function. Okay, so we say, well, is this a function? Well, it only crosses once, it crosses once, it crosses once. Okay, so yes, this is a function. Do your work. I don't care. Do your work. I'm still on here. I'm still trying to keep people on here, so close your mouth. Do your work.
I sound like a different girl.
Okay.
Dude, my throat just started getting itchy, bro.
I don't hear your voice. Do your work.
We can do that too. We can do this too.
Yeah, you have to do the whole thing.
Oh.
How do you do 7?
I forget how to do this.
Okay, so 7, the domain. We're gonna start out. Okay, we're gonna use our pencil. Okay, I'm gonna start going. Boom! I hit part of the graph, so it's gonna start at -2, and then we keep going, and we go, and we go, and we go, and then the last part of the graph I see is +2. Okay, the range, same thing. I start at the bottom. Okay, well, the very first value I hit is gonna be at 1. And then I keep going up, and the last part of the graph I hit is right here, which is at 5. And we say, well, is this a function? Okay, well, we can start dragging our pencil, and I can see that, like, right here, it crosses my pencil here and here at the same time, and so that's not allowed. So no, it's not a function.
Oh, yeah. Are you trying to erase that circle?
No, I drew dots on it. I was just erasing it.
That's infinity. Everything's infinity.
Okay, so this one, no, it's not. Okay, I start out and I go and I go. Well, the very first thing I'm going to touch is this arrow right here. Okay, so it's going to be negative infinity. Okay, and then I keep going and I keep going. And the very last thing I'm going to touch is right here, which is also an arrow. Okay, so it's going to be to infinity. Okay, the range, the very first part of the graph that I'm going to touch is right here and right here. Okay, and so it's going to start out at 0. And then the last part of the graph that we're going to touch is going to be same thing, these 2 arrows. Okay, so it's going to go to infinity. Okay, and they said, well, is this a function? Okay, well, we can go, and my pencil only touches once, so yes, it's going to be a function.
Ma'am.
What?
Can you come here, please?
Hold on. Guys, be quiet. I'm trying to record. Shh.
Dude, shut up.
I'm trying to work.
Okay, so 9, the domain. Okay, I start out with my pencil straight up. Okay, and I start going and I start going. This is the very first part of the graph that I'm going to touch. Okay, and that's at -4. Okay, and then I keep going and I go and I go and I go, and the very last part of the graph that I'm going to touch is right here, and that's at 3. Okay, and then my range, I start out at the bottom with my pencil sideways, okay? So I start out and I go and I go, and it's going to be right here. So it's going to start at -5. Okay, and we go up until the last part of the graph, which is still going to be at this blue dot, and that's going to be at 5.
This is super tricky.
Huh?
Just writing all the answers above the graph is still tricky.
Oh, that's okay. So I'm gonna, this last one. Okay, and then we say, well, is this a function? Well, I can see right here, if I put my pencil right here, that it crosses 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, so no, it's not a function.